So of course this box I had already opened because I opened it at the draft. And here is our prizes. Ooh. Make sure you check out those videos whenever I open and post those. I'm excited to see what we get. Here is our stamped card for pre-release box number 2. Of course, it's a foil. I put it in the pre-release cover that I got for my pre-release drafts. And it's a 6/6, 6 mana legendary creature, Dragon Spirit. Flying and ward for 3. When Kairi, the Swirling Sky, dies, choose 1. Return any number of target non-land permanents with total mana value 6 or less to their owner's hands. Which mana value 6 or less, like that's a lot of cards. You have options, pretty much a whole deck. Mill 6 cards, then return up to 2 instant and or sorcery cards from your graveyard to your hand. I did not use this in my draft only because it is such an expensive card and I was scared to not draw enough mana. But if you check out my deck that I built, you will see all the mana fetch that I put into it. So this is the Brilliant Restoration. It is a 7 mana white card. It's a sorcery. Return all artifact and enchantment cards from your graveyard to the battlefield. This is the foil version. I ended up getting the doll version, and somebody in my FNM group who knows that I absolutely love white cards traded me for the non-foil version for this pretty foil. Lord bless their hearts. Alright, we got a few tokens. We got the Samurai token. It's a Vigilance with 2/2. We got a Treasure token. With tap, sacrifice this artifact, add 1 mana of any color. We got a Pilot token. It's a 1/1. This creature cruise vehicles as though its power were 2 or greater. And then we got a few double-faced cards. This is our Pretty Land. Isn't that gorge? Gorge? Oh my gosh, I forgot about this full art. The camera never does it justice. It's a foil. Oh, it probably isn't doing it justice because it's in the sleeve. But you can see it is foil. Absolutely gorgeous. Love these lands. So the rest of this deck is actually color sorted. Not the deck, but the rest of these cards that I got from the second pre-release box, because I actually played a draft with these. So to make it easier to build the deck, I color sorted them all to see what colors I had the most of, etc., etc. So if you'd like to see the extra cards that are missing from this pile, there's about 24 of them. Please check out my other draft video that I will leave linked in the description. And without further ado, let's get right on to the next card. So we got the Dramatist Puppet for 4 colorless mana. It's a 2/4 artifact creature. When Dramatist Puppet enters the battlefield, for each kind of counter on target permanent, put another counter of that kind on it or remove 1 from it. Like, geez, fire! I kind of wish I paid attention to this card, because if I had put that on the trample card in my draft deck, that would have been amazing. Oops. Skipping a few cards. We got the Automated Artificer for 2 colorless mana. It's an artifact creature. It's a 1/3 with tap and add a colorless mana. Spend this mana only to activate an ability or cast an artifact spell. A colorless mana. Well, any color you like. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So we're getting into the blue cards, and we got the Blue Saga for 2 mana, with the first 2 sagas being draw a card, then discard a card. And then the third, we get to transform into the Vector Glider, an enchantment creature spirit. It's a 2/3 flyer. With cool art. If you hear the sound in the background, it is Moosey licking me, forever giving me baths, because he always thinks I need them. We got the Armguard Familiar. It's a 2 mana, 2/1 artifact creature, equipment beast. You can ward for 2. Whenever this permanent becomes the target of a spell or ability an opponent controls, counter it unless that player pays 2. Whoop! Equipped creature gets +2/+1 and has ward 2. And you can reconfigure for 4, so attach to target creature you control or unattached from a creature. And you can only reconfigure as a sorcery. Network Disruptor for 1 blue mana. It's a 1/1 flyer, and when Network Disruptor enters the battlefield, tap target permanent. We got the Moon Circuit Hacker for 2 mana. It's a 2/1 enchantment creature, human ninja with ninjutsu. Ninjutsu for 1, you can return an unblocked attacker you control to hand. Put this card onto the battlefield from your hand tapped and attacking. Whenever Moon Circuit Hacker deals combat damage to a player, you may draw a card. If you do, discard a card unless Moon Circuit Hacker entered the battlefield this turn. I have 2 of them already. Oops! The other one that peekabooed already peekabooed through the video. Alright, we got the full art of Guardians of Boro. For 3 mana, it's a 3/4 creature. It's a Moonfolk Samurai. I absolutely love the art. It's a defender, and modified creatures you control can attack as though they didn't have defender. Nice. So we got the spell Pierce for 1 blue mana. It's an instant with counter target non-creature spell unless its controller pays 2. We got the Planar Incision for 2 mana, another instant, exile target artifact or creature, then return it to the battlefield under its owner's control with a +1/+1 counter on it. Suit Up for 3 mana, it's an instant. Until end of turn, target creature or vehicle becomes an artifact creature with base power and toughness 4/5, and draw a card. Whoop! What you know about it? Suit it up. We got another network description. Oh my goodness. Network Disruptor. Moonfolk. So we got another full art blue card, the Covert Technician. For 3 mana, it's an artifact creature, human ninja. It's a 2/4, and you can ninjutsu for 2. Whenever Covert Technician deals combat damage to a player, you may put an artifact card with mana value less than or equal to that damage from your hand onto the battlefield. Look at that art, though. Discover the Impossible. For 3 mana, it's an instant. Look at the top 5 cards of your library. Exile one of them face down and put the rest on the bottom of your library in any random order. You may cast the exile card without paying its mana cost if it's an instant spell with mana value 2 or less. If you don't, put that card into your hand. We got the Reality Heist for 7 mana. It's another instant. This spell costs 1 less to cast for each artifact you control. Look at the top 7 cards of your library. You may reveal up to 2 artifact cards from among them and put them into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in any random order. It doesn't say any. I don't know why I keep saying any. Also, with as many enchantments and sorceries, we can make our own aura deck, just like Ores of Auras. We could make our own, like the Challenger deck. We got a Fancy Land, Tranquil Cove. When it enters the battlefield, it enters the battlefield tapped. Oops. And you gain 1 life, and you can tap for a white or a blue. You got a double colored card. You got a green and a white. Sasuke the Living Lore. It's a legendary creature. It's a 1/3, and you can tap and put a lore counter on each saga you control. Activate only as a sorcery. When the Living Lore dies, choose up to 1. Return target saga or enchantment creature you control to its owner's hand, and return target saga card from your graveyard to your hand. And from time, I have really been wanting to make a white and green deck, but I haven't had a white and green commander, so I might be putting this Human Druid as my new commander deck build. We got another Fancy Land. It's the Bloodfell Caves. It's a land with enters the battlefield tapped. You gain 1 life, and you can tap for a black or a red. We got the Jakai Naturalist. It's a green and white 2/2 enchantment creature, human monk with lifelink. Enchantment spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. Obsessed with this card. Its abilities and its art. Oops. If you're wondering where the box is, I had it at the beginning of the video, and Moose came along and ate it. So everybody give him a round of applause. We got Naomi, a Pillar of Order. It's a 4 mana creature, 4 mana. It's a 5 mana creature. 1 white, 1 black, and 3 colorless. It's a 4/4 human advisor. When Naomi, Pillar of Order, enters the battlefield or attacks, if you control an artifact and an enchantment, create a 2/2 white samurai creature token with vigilance. And we had a samurai token, so boom. Bring them out. We got Born to Drive for 3 mana. It's an enchantment aura, and we're into the white cards now. Enchant artifact or creature. As long as enchanted permanent is a creature, it gets +1/+1 for each creature and or vehicle you control. And you can channel for 3, discard Born to Drive, and create 2 1/1 colorless pilot creature tokens with This creature crews vehicles as though its power were 2 or greater. Got the Dragonfly suit for 3 mana. It's a 3/2 artifact vehicle with flying, and you get to crew for 1. So crewing is tap any number of creatures you control with total power 1 or more, and this vehicle becomes an artifact creature until end of turn. So you get to use its 3/2 ability. The Spirited Companion, it's a cute little enchantment creature doggy. When Spirited Companion enters the battlefield, draw a card, and it's a 1/1. We got the Blade Blizzard Kitsune. It's a fox ninja creature. It's a 2/2 with ninjutsu for 4. And it has double strike. We got a Saga, Befriending the Moth. For 2, not for 2. The first 2 sagas is target creature you control gets +1/+1 and gains flying until end of turn. And then we get to transform into an Imperial Moth. It's a 2/4 enchantment creature insect with flying. That's not bad at all. What did the saga do again? +1/+1. I don't know. I kind of like this, and it might make it into my mono white deck. Another Spirited Companion for 2 mana. We got a foil. Trying to show you all the beauty of it, you know. It's an Imperial Subduer for 3 mana. It's a 3/2. Whenever a samurai or warrior you control attacks alone, tap target creature you don't control. Fire. For 1 mana, it's an artifact creature. It's a fox pilot called the Hot Shot Mechanic. Hot Shot Mechanic crews vehicles as though its power were 2 or greater. It's a 2/1. We got another saga. I didn't build a white. I was like, why I didn't use these cards? Well, because I didn't build a white deck. Please go check out my draft deck build. It was actually a fire deck, and I can't wait to play it again. Obviously, I'll have to add some cards to it to make it a standard deck, because to play standard, I will need 60 cards, and my draft deck's only 40. Moving on, the Fall of Lord Konda is a 3 mana saga. The first saga is exile target creature an opponent controls with mana value 4 or greater. Boom. Each player gains control of all permanents they own. Okay. And then for the third saga, we get to transform into the Fragment of Konda. It's an enchantment creature, human noble, 1/3 defender. When Fragment of Konda dies, draw a card. Imperial Subduer. It's a 3 mana human samurai creature. It's a 3/2. Whenever a samurai or warrior you control attacks alone, tap target creature you don't control. We got a Moth Rider Patrol. I absolutely love this art. It's a 1/1 Fox Warrior Flyer. For 4 mana and a tap, you can tap target creature. For 2 mana, you get an artifact creature. It's an equipment kitty called Lion Sash. It's a 1/1. And for 1 mana, exile target card from a graveyard. If it was a permanent card, put a +1/+1 counter on Lion Sash. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 for each +1/+1 counter on Lion Sash. Wow, that is amazing. And then you can reconfigure for 2, and you can attach or unattach from a creature, which I absolutely love the idea of that. Here's Nicoya Yamakazee, the Poet, for 3 mana. It's a 3/2 human samurai legendary creature with vigilance. Whenever a samurai or warrior you control attacks alone, you may cast target enchantment card from your graveyard this turn. I absolutely love that. This might go in that Esper deck build that we built. I don't know how to say the beginning of that, but Exemplar. It's a 2 mana, 2/1 enchantment creature, human samurai. Whenever a samurai or warrior you control attacks alone, it gets +1/+1 until end of turn. We got the Sunblade Samurai, still in the white cards. It's a 5 mana, 4/4 enchantment creature with vigilance, and you can channel for 2. Discard Sunblade Samurai, search your library for a basic plains card, reveal it, put it into your hand, and then shuffle, and you gain 2 life. I didn't realize this whole time this hasn't been in the way. We got the Seven-Tail Mentor. Still in the white, so we got a 2/3 Fox Samurai creature. When Seven-Tail Mentor enters the battlefield or dies, put a 1/1 counter on target creature or vehicle you control. We got a Lucky Offering for 1 mana. It's a sorcery, and you can destroy target artifact with a mana value 3 or less, and you gain 3 life for 1 mana. We got the Kitsune Ace for 2 mana. It's a fox pilot creature with 2/2. Whenever a vehicle you control attacks, choose 1. That vehicle gains first strike until end of turn, or untap Kitsune Ace. Now getting into the black Swampy Swamps, we just got a basic land and a 1 mana instant. You are already dead. Destroy target creature that was dealt damage this turn and draw a card. Cool, so even if you only had like a little 1/1 creature, you could attack them and then play this instant. The Reckoner Shakedown. For 3 mana, it's a sorcery. Target opponent reveals their hand. You may choose a non-land card from it. If you do, that player discards a card. If you don't, put 2 +1/+1 counters on a creature or vehicle you control. 2 of those. We've got a Swamp Saga, the Reckoner Raid. The first 2 sagas is each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. And then the third transforms into the Road Captain. It's an enchantment creature, rat rogue. It's a 2/2 with menace, and vehicles you control have menace. They can't be blocked except by 2 or more creatures. I absolutely love the art on this card. Cami of Restless Shadows. It's a 5 mana black creature. It's a 3/3 creature spirit. When Cami of Restless Shadows enters the battlefield, choose 1. Return up to 1 target ninja or rogue creature card from your graveyard to your hand, or put target creature card from your graveyard on top of your library. We got Kato's Pursuit. It's a 3 mana sorcery. Target player discards 2 cards. Ninjas and rogues you control gain menace until end of turn. The Grave Lighter. I absolutely love this card. Okay, I'm forever not doing it justice, but it's super neon. It's a 2/2 creature spirit with a flying. When Gravelighter enters the battlefield, draw a card if a creature died this turn. Otherwise, each player sacrifices a creature. Ooh. Each player? That means we do too. We got another saga. It's a black and white saga. Life of Toshiro Umezawa. Or Zawa. I don't know how to say it. Anyways, it's 2 mana. The first 2 sagas is choose 1. Target creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn. Or target creature gets -1/-1 until end of turn. Or you gain 2 life. So you have 3 options, which is bomb.com. You can transform on the third. Again, like I said, a black and white. To an enchantment creature, Human Samurai. It's a 2/3 with tap and pay 1 life. You can add 1 black mana. Spend this mana only to cast an instant or a sorcery spell. Well, hopefully you have enough mana because this is a pretty cool card with a 2/3. Cami of Terrible Secrets. It's a 4. We're still in the swamps. It's a 4 mana creature spirit with 3/4. When Cami of Terrible Secrets enters the battlefield, if you control an artifact and an enchantment, you draw a card and you gain 1 life. Twisted Embrace for 4. It's an enchantment aura. Enchant artifact or creature you control. When Twisted Embrace enters the battlefield, destroy target creature or planeswalker an opponent controls. As long as an enchanted permanent is a creature, it gets +1/+1. Jeez. Chain Flail Centipede. It's a 3 mana artifact creature, equipment, insect. It's a 2/2. Whenever Chain Flail Centipede or equipped creature attacks, it gets +2/+0 until end of turn, and you can reconfigure for 2. So there's not going to be this many cards because, as you can see, this might have been what I built my draft deck out of. Please go check it out. All right, we got the Season of Renewal for 3 mana. It's an instant. Choose 1 or both. Return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand, and return target enchantment card from your graveyard to your hand. We got the Jakai Visionary for 2 mana. It's a legendary enchantment creature, Snake Druid. It's a 1/3. For 2 mana, 1 colorless, a green, and a tap, you can return this card to its owner's hand. Reveal the top 4 cards of your library. You may Put a land card from among them onto the battlefield tapped and put the rest into your graveyard. You can channel for 2 X amounts and 2 green, discard this card, and return X target non-legendary cards from your graveyard to your hand. That's a whole lot. Commune with Spirits. 1 green, it's a sorcery. Look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal an enchantment or land card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest onto the bottom of your library in a random order. We got the Boon of whatever. It's a 2-mana instant. Target creature gets +X until end of turn, where X is the greatest mana value among permanents you control. Untap it. Wow. Bomb. The Kappa-Tech Wrecker. It's a 2-mana creature turtle ninja. It's a 1/3 with ninjutsu for 2. Kappa-Tech Wrecker enters the battlefield with a death touch counter on it. When Kappa-Tech Wrecker deals combat damage to a player, you may remove a death touch counter from it. When you do, exile target artifact or an enchantment that player controls. Geez, that's bomb for 2 mana. Okay. We got a spirit token. Now that's some really freaky art. Cami of Industry, getting into the reds. We got a 5-mana 3/6 creature spirit. When Cami of Industry enters the battlefield, return target artifact card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. It gains haste. Sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step. We got Flame Discharge for 1 X and 1 red. It's an instant. Flame Discharge deals X damage to target creature or planeswalker. If you control the modified creature as you cast a spell, it deals X +2 damage instead. Equipment auras you control and counters are modifications. We got a full art red card. It's a 3-mana creature, human samurai with 2/3, and it has menace. Whenever a samurai or warrior you control attacks alone, the next spell you cast this turn costs 1 less to cast. We got the Soken Sand Smelter. It's a 2-mana Goblin Artificer. It's a 2/2. At the beginning of combat on your turn, you may pay 1 and sacrifice an artifact. If you do, create a 3/1 red Construct Artifact creature token with haste. Oh my lord. Why didn't I pay attention to this one for the draft? We got Kindled Fury. For 1 red mana, it's an instant. Target creature gets +1/+0 and gains first strike until end of turn. And for the last 2 cards, we got Gift of Wrath. It's a 4-mana enchantment aura, enchant artifact, or creature. As long as enchanted permanent is a creature, it gets +2/+2 and has menace. When Gift of Wrath leaves the battlefield, create a 2/2 red spear creature token with menace. And we got the Tawashi Songshaper. It's a 2-mana artifact creature. It's a 2/2. Whenever another artifact creature enters the battlefield under your control, Tawashi Songshaper gets +1/+0 until end of turn. And this isn't actually the end of the cards because there's actually 24 more. But please check out the draft video where I show you the cards that I built for the draft deck. And I may or may not have won a few games with it. Hint, hint, though I did. So anyways, I came in second place. I ended up winning a few prizes like you've seen at the beginning of the video. So I will get to opening them and uploading them so we can see what we got. Thank you so much for watching the video. Please like, subscribe, and comment, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.